Another race, another winner. With Martin Truex Jr. bringing home the W at Phoenix, he became the fifth driver in 5 races to win a Cup race in 2021. This means by the 5th week of the season that nearly 1/3 of the playoff field has already been decided with 21 races left in the regular season. That means that if we get 11 more winners in 21 races, we're going to hit the 16 number. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound too unrealistic if I do say so myself. There's so many elite drivers yet to win this year, and so many unknown drivers as well. But before we look forward, let's look back at the past 5 races to set up the scene of where we're at. At Daytona, Michael McDowell pulled off the Daytona 500 victory in an amazing upset win. He's definitely the most surprising driver to get to victory lane so far. And this unusual win really shakes up the rest of the year's playoff outlook. At the Daytona Road Course, we had Christopher Bell getting the win. Bell wasn't expected to break out and get an early win this year. While it's a good guess that he would win at some point during the season, having it that early once again takes another playoff spot away from the field. So too did William Byron's Homestead win. Byron wasn't a driver that we expected to win, as he really was not that consistent as a threat ever in his career. But he's experienced a career surge, and this year may be the year that he becomes an outside title contender. At Las Vegas, we saw Kyle Larson take home the victory. To me, this was one of the biggest mystery drivers of 2021. And he wasn't in the equation last year as well, meaning that we really didn't have any recent irrelevant data to judge him on. So, yet again, a mystery driver takes away another playoff spot. And now, you have Martin Truex Jr., the first true regular contender to get a win this year. So who's left? Well, I'm splitting the drivers who haven't won into 3 categories. The first is the drivers who always win at least once a year. There is Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, even Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, and Joey Logano. Those are 7 drivers who will be contending for wins and seemingly doing it week in and week out. And they'll at least get one more than likely, at least most of them will. They are either champions or seen by most as title contenders. If all of these drivers win, then that would only leave 4 open playoff spots. And the thing is that we know that more than likely not all 7 of these drivers are going to win a race in the 2021 regular season. It's very likely that at least one of them won't win. Look at Kyle Busch in 2020, for example. He might be the same one this year. Or Ryan Blaney, maybe. Now, the next group are those who compete for wins and may get one, but aren't in the group of expected winners and championship contenders. They also could steal a win as well. Now, in my opinion, this group includes Kurt Busch, Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, Cole Custer, and Alex Bowman. While an odd and seemingly unfitting group of drivers, they are actually very similar. So drivers like Kurt Busch and Alex Bowman do win at least once a year, but they can be very fluky. They have the ability to run with the top group, but are not as consistent with speed and wins. Then, there's drivers like Cole Custer and Austin Dillon, who can be just as fast or fast enough to put themselves in strategic places for wins. Look how Austin Dillon won at Texas last summer. And then there's drivers like Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace, who can have speed but really show to specialize at certain tracks. Reddick has intermediate speed, like what was shown at the end of the Homestead race. Bubba was exceptionally quick in speed weeks at Daytona and has shown a proficiency in the draft before. So in my opinion, at least 3 of these 6 drivers can sneak one win in, meaning that we could have up to or around 15 winners if you just go by this logic with these groups. And then you have to add in the last group. This is the group of drivers who makes up the rest of the competitive field. there always seems to be around 1 to 3 oddball winners a year. Now, we've seen one already in 2021 with Michael McDowell in the Daytona 500, so don't be surprised if we don't see another this year. But it wouldn't be surprising if there was another one or even 2. That puts us at or even over the 16 driver limit. That is going to be huge, because if that happens, then you got to start going to who's higher in points of the winners. Going to be really crazy towards the end of the regular season if that happens. The tracks this year also offer a wildcard appeal. There are 5 more road courses left on the regular season schedule. As Christopher Bell and even Ty Gibbs in the Xfinity Series showed, the favorites don't always win. So to think that at least one other non-favorite winner won't sneak away with a victory is foolish. There also are 2 more super speedways, including the regular season finale at Daytona. Desperation will be on full display at both of these races, especially if we don't have another lap 13 crash. There's also the Bristol Dirt Race. Many are immediately thinking that this is going to be a repeat of the Chili Bowl, with Larson versus Bell being the name of the game. But it may too be another wild card if something happens to them. We have no idea what that track is going to hold. So to say that we know who the winners are going to be, I don't really like that thinking. I think it's likely that it's going to be one of those 2, but there are drivers who are good on dirt who could sneak away with one. The 2 short tracks of Martinsville and Richmond can also give an underdog winner. The new tracks like Nashville Superspeedway are also unknowns. Yeah, they can be like 1.5 miles in that regard with Nashville, but being a concrete track at a higher speed, generally probably than Dover, it's something that the teams are going to have to deal with another wild card. And the intermediates can offer crazy winners with last lap restarts as well. I mean, like I said earlier, look how Austin Dillon won at Texas. It shows that clean air is king at these tracks, and if you hit the right strategy or you take a gamble, you can stay in front for those 2 laps. It's not really a done deal by any means to say that the guys who have dominated there in the last couple years with this package are just going to dominate again. I mean, look at Michigan, for instance, last year. There were insane restarts in the last couple laps with 4, 5, and sometimes even 6 wide racing. So, if somebody holds up that huge amount of the field, somebody could sneak away with a win. It's happened before, even before this package. Look at Auto Club, for instance, in 2013. In the last restart of the race, Denny Hamlin was, I believe, 20th or 22nd in the restart. In one corner, he was in the top 10. That's just how it goes between old and new tires and drivers holding up other drivers. Somebody can just come out of the pack randomly. You never know. Suffice to say, the next 21 races are shrouded in mystery. If we have 10 winners by Charlotte, then I'd expect an insane summer stretch. That would mean 5 more drivers have to get their first win of 2021 in the next 9 races. I personally think that's very feasible. But that's all I've got. Now, I want to hear from you. How do you think the NASCAR Cup Series playoff field will shape up? Are we going to have 16 winners? More? Less? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content. And until next time, have a good one.